Hello, Glitch Reaper here. I am back in the TARDIS. I was really missing being in a proper TARDIS and being the dimensional witch. So, yeah, I'm definitely back in Crazycraft, at least for an episode because it's that time. Yep, the same as with Solitary Craft, and hopefully with both versions of my mod pack. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna see if I can go forward with the 1.10 version as well. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna be celebrating Petmas everywhere. Petmas! Yeah, and there's more than one way that I'm celebrating Petmas because I'm about to also use something that came from another pet. As for right now, let's see what the mascot for Kwanzaa has to say here. Yep. Let's give myself a nice present. Yep, and it says it's ender pearls. Okay. Apparently it's not always special secret items, because I've been testing this out otherwise back on Solitaire Craft, and it's not always anything special. Like sometimes it's enchanted golden apple, sometimes it's diamonds. I mean, sure, that's valuable stuff, but at the same time, it's not exactly something new. So I'm going to have to kind of consider this work in progress uh, when it comes to trying to find out all the holiday stuff. So it looks like this will have to give me some gifts otherwise. Something special? Carpet. Nice building material. Right now I'm getting better gifts from my Illuminati pet than I am the holiday ones. What's up with that? Oh well. I'll throw a little something into research here. I think this is like from Chisel or something, because I know there's a decorative block and it's from one of the decorative mods around here. Crazycraft does have several, so that is something that's kind of to be expected. So I'll put this in with processing for now. For things I'll probably deal with later. Hey, it's a different kind of equivalent exchange, but it works, and it's kind of the official follow-up. So yeah. As you can see, I'm also collecting inventory pets around here, though for some odd reason the rendering doesn't always show it correctly. That is weird. Apparently Bibliocraft shelves and holiday pets, well, pets in general, do not entirely get along. Oh well. I'll go on to some bigger business. I've got a specialty plan here, and you may note that this one's blue. Yeah, that's actually because I found out you can actually color them. They'll keep any specialty name, and they will, you know, they keep all their stuff. So it's actually pretty cool when it comes to alchemical bags and Equivalent Exchange 3. I don't think they do like color system matching like on Project E or Equivalent Exchange 2, but it's still pretty cool. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a holiday bash, and I mean that literally. I'm going to see if I can bash a few very big creatures. There may be an odd sound whenever I pop out of my TARDIS because I'm parked in a very interesting area where I've already got something fairly set up. Yeah, that's something very special. These buzzing points of energy, those blocks that are bouncing them around, they will ricochet back and forth between two solid objects. These are the emitters. They're referred to as high-energy pellet emitters, or high-energy pellet launchers, actually. They're from the Portal Gun mod by iChun. Yes, that crazy, awesome, mad genius modder has stuff in Crazycraft. Of course, what would you expect? He's like the Crazycraft mod guy when it comes down to it. And might add, this is a straight path, so they'll just bounce off entirely. They were shooting off way into the distance, so I had to kind of trap them with that obsidian line there. Otherwise, you can see I've got interesting setup here. I've got a firing array of... Better back up from that one. They will whack me. I have this firing array of redstone relays. So I was saying those things make some interesting sounds. And here I've got a dispenser. Now I'm going to be setting this up down there as well because Mobzilla, the king, and the queen are insanely large and probably easy to hit even by a thin barrage of those things. Otherwise, I'm going to have to widen this and basically canonize them with everything I've got. I've already tested this out, and it works insanely well for ore spawn bosses. I mean, this actually has hammerheads in here. Yes, hammerheads. They are incredibly powerful. They got really high defense and offense, and one of them will get one shot by this thing. It's kind of nuts. So, yeah, these things are powerful. If you want to know how these are like crafted in terms of the portal gun mod, let me just show here. Whoa, what just happened? Just a delay. Everything's okay. I think those things have an issue right whenever they return. But yeah, this is it, the high energy pellet launcher. They're actually pretty cheap. A couple of gold ingots, some redstone, and some iron ingots. And for Crazycraft, that is really easy. And they have a lot of firepower. So, yeah, that makes this strategy really easy to do. And I am going to go for it. I'm going to have to sneak around them, though. I'm going to have to sneak around them, because if I don't, I will get blasted. You may have also noticed earlier, I'm wearing the Queen scale armor. If you're good at like sighting, like identifying them by sight. Thing is, this thing can give you random stuff, as you may know from my solitaire craft. But also, if you may remember from earlier with my earlier episodes of Crazycraft, you can also receive random stuff from the Killer Pac-Man. Now the thing is, they have a very similar limitation now. They've nerfed the Killer Pac-Man. I think that goes with this version. And, oh yeah, that's right, this thing was ready. Fancy lamp. Those things are going to be such good EMC later. I'm not sure if I've memorized that exact one or not, and that is by exact one whenever you're researching with this version, might I add. And it does differently, and I'm probably going to show that later, too, as a little reminder. But anyhow, I'm going to have to set this awesomeness up. Wait a moment. Why didn't that set? It worked last time. Oh, weird delay. I guess it's because the crystal dimension can be a bit laggy sometimes. So, that will happen. Don't worry, as you know, when it comes to these things, they will place facing the correct direction every time. In other words, they will surge this way. Now, all I need to do is give myself that lever over here. Okay, it may have been dangerous to put that there first, but yeah, I'm getting stuff ready. This should be pretty awesome. Okay, I'll put up some of my stuff because I don't want to accidentally trigger. Now the thing is, whenever you use Mobzilla in this arrangement, he will tend to destroy the array, which is why I had a lot of them set up. Now, I will go into combat mode really soon here. I'll just let him stay in here recharging. I'll have to replace some things though, because I have a battle strategy in terms of my inventory pets. And as you know, they give various bonuses according to what they are. They just have to be actively in your hotbar at the time. Okay. They eat different things. I got that all set up with the feed bag, which allows them to auto-feed from it while taking up only one inventory slot, which is really, really useful. And that way you don't have to have their food splattered across my inventory. Now, I can fly quickly with the power of the Cloud Pet. I have strength from Blaze Pet. I have extra lives with my Slime Pet. I have immunity to explosions with the Creeper Pet. Resistance with Mickerson. And the Purplicious Cow Pet gives me a high regeneration rate. All this together will give me tremendous combat ability if Mobzilla decides that he's actually going to fight me rather than get blasted by these things. Because I'm having them follow out a course, and if he gets hit by one of those, yeah, he is going down. Now, I may decide to pop this rain. I was just thinking that might be a good idea of something to do. Well, I don't think it'll stop the rain, but I will, however, pass the night. Just to make things a little more convenient. So, speaking of special abilities that are had by inventory pets, it's time to use the power of the bed pet, which just instantly makes you sleep. Oddly enough, if you have certain conditions against you in terms of sleeping, it'll still give you an error message. But, you know, just like, you can't sleep now, monsters are nearby if they're too close. Although, I think in this version it kind of forces its way past that. Because earlier on I was morphed and it was saying not supposed to sleep here and morph, but it still totally changed it back today. I think they're still discharging. I think it goes so many repetitions of bouncing and then they have to discharge a new one, because they'll only really track so many at once, I believe. But just in case, let me power this up a little bit more. And I do believe we can force it. Okay, Mobzilla. Let's see you Dan Maku dodge this. This will, however, break this little arrangement, which is why I had to do some stuff. Bang! See that? He didn't just despawn. Check this out. Here's all his drops. I just obliterated a Mobzilla in one hit. Oh, this is just beyond beautiful. I mean, yeah. All this stuff for me. Oh, especially the Mobzilla scales. I've already, as I said, I tested this out, and I don't mean I did that on another world in creative. I mean like I did that here. I've already whacked a Mobzilla. Sorry to have done that off screen, but now you see the process. It's just like, whee! Smack! Goodbye! That high-energy pellet launcher is just insane. Now you can also see he wrecked the track. So I will have to establish a new line of redstone to do this again. Now, the big trick is what I'm doing now, actually. You think the big problem would be defeating the boss. No. It's what I'm doing right now, trying to get all the loot. That's the insane thing to do in Crazycraft, because the loot is absolutely absurd. So, as I just throw stuff in a bag repetitively, anything I recognize that I did not start with, I am throwing in here. Because I'm needing to grab all this stuff, and yeah, that equipment's definitely going to take up some space. But hey, I'm trying to grab it all. This is going to be even more magnified in a way by the king. Because whenever I try taking him down, which again, same method, he's going to, well, he drops a loot pile that's kind of beyond reproach. It's literally random items from like every mod you have installed. Is that $1 million bill? No, that was 100,000. I've seen $1 million bill from Mobzilla whenever I tried this earlier. It was kind of nuts. The bigger the enemy with YouTubers Plus, the more money you get whenever you take them down. And there's a frog hopping around me for no particular reason. It's a good thing they don't really do much. I mean, seriously, the frog is just hopping around going, hey, I see you're doing a video. Can I be in it? Apparently the answer is yes, even though I didn't really answer. So, that happens. And yeah, Mobzilla drops a lot of different stuff other than just like his special scales and his in like regular bones, not necessarily like a special bone for him, but you know, it's like bones from Mobzilla. And the scales are definitely the big thing you're after here, because they give you the ability to make Mobzilla scale armor, which is intense stuff. I mean, that is really great armor. I've already got some. Again, whacked them earlier. Also got like random pieces from various ways otherwise. Because now, as I was saying before, whenever you whack a killer Pac-Man or use the well, I had to actually manually update inventory pets, might add, actually. So that's something I did because they have not updated this pack in a while, like a real long while. And even they were saying, you know, we need to update inventory pets. There's been a lot more stuff added. Yep, I know, I'm aware, I've worked with it. So I decided to just update it myself, which I have. And I do believe I have gotten the entire loot pile from Mobzilla. Wow, this is a really big inventory in here, and that took up a lot of it. I see it got most of them, but again, not all. So yeah, that was insane. But yeah, whenever they were nerfed, the Illuminati pet and Killer Pac-Man now have it where it has to have a recipe, which, might I add, is something that's an interesting limitation. So that means that you won't get things that are like creative only, or things that simply don't have a recipe because they're supposed to be boss loot only. So they've kind of limited exactly how you can get stuff now. I've inherited stuff from earlier, so I have a few of those items that are a little insane, including some really powerful stuff from Witchery. So that was awesome how I got that. Also, when things don't have a regular recipe, but they have like a special way of making it, that it can also kind of limit it. So, yeah, it's a bit more limited now. I mean, you could kind of call that more balanced, but in a way, is it really? Because with like the power level of different creatures in this mod pack, do you really need to power anything down? So yeah, that's my whoops. Forgot that was the whole thing and I wasn't adding back. Okay. But anyhow, another interesting thought to note is the king is still more the challenge here, and he's the one I'm building up to. Because the queen, even though she's quite powerful, she doesn't drop the same kind of loot pile as the king does, because he'll drop things from all over the place. The queen will drop specific loot. And because her special armor, the stuff I'm wearing now, actually has a crafting recipe, that means I can still get it from random things happening, like Killer Pac-Man and my Illuminati pet. So I've kind of accumulated the whole set over time, so this is the armor I'm going to be using just in case stuff kind of goes terribly wrong. Also, I found out, even though it doesn't come with enchantments like a lot of the other armor in ore spawn, it can be made to have enchantments. I anviled this up. I anviled this up really well. Took a careful farming of enchanted books to get this just right. Kind of like my favorite setup for enchantment on armor, actually. I like calling it the sampler. As you can see, it's got like various stuff. Okay, there. Just in case I deal with actual explosions, I've got this to work with. Now, I am going to set up the queen in here, I believe. I don't have it in yet. Because the reason why I'm going with the queen rather than the king first is she spawns neutral. So that means she will kind of meander around the area and get... Did you actually hit me, frog? Oh, you... No, it wasn't that. It was... Oh, you're defending me from the termite. Okay, it was the termite attacking. If I see one of those termite nests, I'm going to have to destroy that quickly, because those things can be annoying. They obviously don't have much attack power, but they're annoying. Okay. Let's see here. Things are nicely barraging. The setup is right. Let's fire. Hey, queen. Gonna meander this way. Come on, I know you got no clip. Fly over here. Right into these. Come on, I'm waiting for you. Oh, did you dodge all that? Seriously? She's just flying out the... She's going that way. I can't lure the queen without hitting her. So it would be a very bad idea if I were to try luring the queen. I could try to get her to meander again. But she's meandering totally the wrong way. She's just going that way. Okay. You be you. Just whatever. I'll make this firing pattern a bit denser, and then I'll put in another queen spawn egg. Because it's really nice that my Easter bunnies were able to... Well, they're firing on their own, so it must be kind of that they're setting themselves back up. Okay, that's nice, that's nice. I didn't have to fire them myself. Okay, that was a little unexpected. Not entirely. I knew that was a possibility. At least without her being aggroed, she won't destroy the setup, so it's still perfectly... Whoop, almost got myself hit. And might I add, I'm pretty sure that will one-shot you, even in this kind of armor. So, yeah, that was close. I just about got myself plowed. My real problem is I've tried and tried to get myself from being respawned in my TARDIS whenever I get attacked by a powerful attack, so I have to avoid getting hit, like, at all to defeat these bosses. So it's not just that I'm trying to do it indirect, it's just pretty much the only path I can take. I kind of put myself in a corner with my deep connection to my TARDIS. Now, sure, it wants to save me. That's nice. But, it also has some issues of its own. Whoa! Flash blast! I saw that. Goner. Yep. Goner. Oh, trust me, Rotator, you don't want to be getting in my way right now. And that's the princess being mad. Okay, please don't vaporize your mom's loot. I know this is kind of an odd situation for you, but please don't vaporize your mom's loot, okay? You can, however, defend me from all these other things. Out of my way, Vortex. Really? I was having... Oh, my slime pet's saving me. I guess it's just registering the blow before it actually takes into account armor, because I don't think the Vortex can one-shot me with Queen armor. I don't think that should happen, so... Some of these things are judging by how powerful the blow would have been against you, but then factoring for, I guess, the greatest kind of normal armor. They're not taking into account, like, awesome armor. So, I got a bit of a perplexing dilemma there. Oh boy. Maybe I should save the queen for another thing. Wow. Thanks for blasting them, but you're also hitting me. Note, the princess may be about as dangerous as the enemies themselves. Yeah. I need to do something about that. Okay, it looks like you're actually taking some hits. So I'm going to flip that dollar bill out of there so I can get this stuff quickly thrown in. I'm having an issue with aiming my mouse. Sorry. I was kind of stretching the cord the wrong way for some reason. I don't see how. He just kind of did. Okay. Must grab all the loot. Is that a prince spawn egg? So I get the prince and the princess at the same time. Nice. I'm trying to get as much of anything that can stack first, and then we'll see. I think I'm almost stacked out. If any of you are considering being enemies, I would greatly suggest you stay away because the princess is a little overzealous right now. Just saying. And there's part of the proof because that was a dead kanji, and I know I got the vortex. I saw that one coming. Spawn the prince. I was right. I recognize that spawn egg off the bat. It's been a long time since I've crazy crafted, but here I am, and I'm remembering stuff pretty well. That's cool. Apparently, one of her blasts damaged the firing array. Ooh, Royal Guardian's Sword. I got an extra copy of that now. Again, that's another thing. Like, well, I'm trying to remember. Did I get that randomly, or did I get that from raiding the bottom of one of those dungeons that has all the loot there? Because There's a special kind of dungeon you could find in one of the dimensions. Called the danger dimension, otherwise known as the islands. Sometimes, at least it's how it pops up in the TARDIS. I think it calls it islands. Okay. Again with that. Just please take out the vortex for me. I will get back to the loot pile. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep, Royal Guardian Sword. I knew I saw that thing. Ah, I got one of those back. Must be the one that she broke. I gotta be careful about not getting myself shot by these things, too. So I can't jump too high, or I will get blasted. Luckily, I think the loot pile is dissipated over an area that doesn't include me getting shot by a high-energy pellet. And no, those things don't require ammo. They don't work like a dispenser. They just keep shooting that way. They will do that forever. So I have to be careful because I know they will not run out of ammo. So this is not like a... What the... Oh, I flew back into it. Okay, that's it. Out of my way. I'm batting you out with Big Bertha here. And... yeah, they're definitely gouging out my array. This is why I wanted to turn it away from it being night. Because things get a little more chaotic here. Yeah, I'm probably going to take out the king another time. What? There's two of them. Just go away, donkey. Well, they're not a donkey, but just go away. Okay. I'm going back in my TARDIS now. I'm pretty sure I scooped up most of the loot, at least enough to be very happy with it. So, I am going to go back in my TARDIS very soon. And I'm gonna just totally go in my TARDIS. So, peace out, Crystal Dimension. I like you very much, but at the same time, I kinda got myself in a situation there. Oh, goodness sakes. I won't be needing this while I'm in here. So I can let them go off my bar and stop nibbling food. Why is it these lamb chops are not as satiating as they could be? I mean, I know not all modded foods are created equal, but still. I mean, come on. Last a little longer there. Thank you. Please, please. Is the princess going to follow me between dimensions? Apparently not when it comes to my TARDIS. So she's back in the crystal dimension. Okay. Fair enough. I'll go back, sort this tremendous loot pile out. I mean, just... I'll put this one down here for a moment, because I'll probably go back to that later myself. Look at all this! This was between Mobzilla and the Queen. This is a tremendous amount of loot. Now, was any of these really $1 million? Because I know I got that from... There's $500,000. There's the full million, and several of them. Impressive. Of course, that may have been from taking down the Queen. Oh gosh, I got the Vortex Eye. I thought I got another one, but it may have disappeared. Oh well, stuff happens. Oddly enough, the rarest thing here is the... out of most of these objects is these little ingots from the crystal dimension. Must have been from other kills. But, well, okay, so the Royal Guardian Sword is like the most awesome thing here. It's more powerful than Big Bertha, but I don't think it has the same kind of reach. I mean, reach really helps against really big bosses coming at you. I mean, you don't want them to hit you, especially when I'm having technical difficulties. Although, seeing how this has been saving me, I think I could go up against a big creature like Mobzilla or the King without being transported to the TARDIS, because I'm pretty sure that that's exactly what happened several times in a row. When you hear that sound, that music, that's basically what it is. It's the slime pet saving you. And that will also help you with the witchery infusions, might I add. That's how I got this one. I'm pretty sure I showed it that way earlier on. But yeah, I guess it takes absolute priority over the transmatting that the TARDIS does, which is really good because I want to stay in the fight as long as possible. So if the King, whenever I fight him, if he actually gives up a good fight and doesn't get lured into the path of the blast, then I'm going to have to go ham myself or redirect him there in some way, because I want his giant loot pile. But seeing how this was just from Mobzilla and the Queen, the King's loot pile is the most insane thing you've ever seen, and that's what I consider my ultimate challenge in Crazycraft, is taking it all. Now, I have made special preparations, and it's time to finally reveal what they are. Yeah, that blue one was the first of many of these full-size alchemical bags that I made over time. My idea is no matter how much he drops between all of these 27 alchemical bags, there is no way I can't take it all. I will have to be fast, just going around like I was before and just shoving stuff in the bag. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to take it all. Now, it should be a slightly... Sorry again. It should be a slightly shorter cycle, because what'll happen is he'll drop a little bit of everything, not huge piles of just a few things, like Mobzilla and the Queen gave tons of bone, tons of beef. At least I think it was beef. Was there lots of beef? Yeah, there was lots of beef. And they gave, like, well, of course, with YouTubers Plus, everything drops money. And a lot of that will stack. But the King, it's going to be like all sorts of different stuff, like just a huge array of different things. And that's actually kind of trickier to deal with than loot piles like I did with them. So whenever I face the King, that will be the real ultimate challenge. Taking all his loot, period. Just everything. Not missing a single item. And with him, it really can still be anything in the grid. Like, here's a really quick example of what I'm really aiming for. Well, kind of. It's what I already have, but I'm just going to say that there are certain things that normally would only come from bosses, like Leonard's Urn. Now, note those special notches on it. I've got a full-size one here, and I've got some witchery magic loaded up, because I showed before how I did custom spells. It starts out as a brew, you put the brew in here, and then with a very special command, you can cast it as a spell. So I can customize my brews to customize my spells. Well, let's say I wanted one of these, and I didn't know how to take out Leonard. I do know how to find him, how to summon him, but at the same time, I probably would have to use one of those and see if it would get past his defenses. But even if it wasn't for that, I could just go to the King for it, because he drops all sorts of stuff, including these. They don't have crafting recipes. I'm hitting the button, but it's not there. And that's because there is no crafting recipe. There are boss drops, so things that limit you by that, you can't see as a way of getting around fighting Leonard. So if you're trying to go all out and you don't want to like expend those resources, but you'd rather literally like fight the King because you've got other stuff that'll let you, like again my cannons over there, well, you would probably get one of these. You can also get other things that don't have crafting recipes. This may also wind up being a problem because there's some things that might be work in progress items, so that could also be an issue as well. Either way, the serious business hat won the day. I gangstered that. I totally gangstered that. So yeah. Well, this has been really fun, and hopefully I'll be able to use my, just a moment, put that up there. I'll be able to use my full techniques on the King to take it all. So I've celebrated Petmas. I've used a few things I've earned from pets, because those spawn eggs, they came from my Easter bunnies. Yeah. Well, Easter Bunny. I've just got one that I've got active. Because it can get a little ridiculous soon. If you've not seen Easter Bunnies before, I'll show you later. But I'm pretty sure I've shown off my Easter Bunny before. Anyhow, those mob eggs all came from him, and I used several of them today to kick some bosses to the curb. And I'm going to be doing that again later with the King. I would like to show that off, so I will probably do at least another episode, and it'll be me taking the King's entire loot pile. For now, however, I'd say things are pretty good shape. I've got myself a really powerful weapon array that I really hope will grant me all the loot. just all the kinds of loot. Though it'll only drop like so many items, period. But you know, after a few kings, you literally have every item in this file. That is just awesome. So I'm gonna take all the king's loot. Meanwhile, my Petmas gift was it was okay. I'm slightly disappointed. I wanted one of the cooler like holiday items, but hey, it's a gift. I'm not gonna look it in the mouth. I'm just gonna say, hey, ender pearls. So yeah. Anyhow, this is Glitch Reaper, and I'll be signing off. So hope to hear from y'all later. Bye now.